I would call cultivated natural ecosystems are an extremely good model for people's own resilience and well-being. What I want to start with is really a very simple exploring the analogy between trees and people. And I invite you to find yourself a tree. Try and stay within earshot so I can hear you. And I'm just going to guide you through a simple process of sort of seeing what you can learn from a tree about your own resilience and well-being. Have a look at the tree, just admire it, because I work a lot with trees because I run a woodland retreat centre, and my forester says you can actually really tell the story of the tree when you look at it. Look at the shape of the tree, how it's had to sort of struggle for the light, accommodate itself to the trees next to it, bend with the wind and so on. So have a quick look at your tree and then find a way of making contact with it. You might like to stand against it, if you want to sit against it, but just make some sort of physical contact with your tree. So I invite you to start by thinking about the roots of this tree. Think about under the ground, the root system that's spreading out unseen to you, and think about what that root system is doing for the tree. In essence, there are two main things that it's doing. One is it's clearly a crucial source of nutrients for the tree, but the other is that actually it's giving the tree stability. If you think about winds and storms and heavy rain, it's the roots that actually help the tree to stay stable when it's being pushed around. Now I invite you to start thinking about your own roots. They may not be visible to you, but think about, does your root system feel as extensive as you want it? Is your root system giving you as much nutrition and resources and stability as you need? In a garden, if you actually want to nourish the tree, then you will feed the roots. And we'll come on a bit to the role of composting in a minute. But think about whether your root system needs nourishing, extending, taking care of in some way. I invite you to bring your attention to the trunk of the tree. These are quite small trees, so you recognise that these are not doing the same job as a tall oak or pine tree, where the trunk has to support the top of the tree to reach the light, and it might be 100 feet high or more. But in essence, the trunk of a tree is lifting the tree up to receive light, and it's also clearly crucial in terms of getting water and nutrition up the tree from the roots to the branches. So the trunk has to deal with resources, and it also has to give both strength and flexibility. Start to imagine what the trunk would mean for yourself and for your own resilience. Think about whether you have the processes that give you that combination of strength and the ability to bend with the wind when you need to. So just think about your own trunk and your own, if you like, core processes for a minute. Finally, let's move on to the top part of the tree, the branches, which is where the fruit, the flowers, the nuts, the berries, in a way you could say the outputs of the tree are actually produced. So the tree has to spread out in order to get light and to produce its own fruits, blossoms, whatever it may be. So for you, you could say that the human equivalent of that would be your outputs. Whatever it is that you're giving out into the world is like the equivalent of your branches. So just think for a minute about your own branch network. Is it a bit too spread out? Could it actually grow a little more and put out a little more? So how does your branch network feel in relation to your trunk and your roots? Does it feel in balance or not? If there is an imbalance, then essentially the two key things you can do are to prune back the branches or to feed the roots. So if this is showing you any sort of imbalance for your own resilience and well-being, just see if you can get a sense by listening to the tree of what you'd want to do in terms of balancing your own roots, trunks and branches.